Good morning, Supervisors. I'm Julie Linford, resident of Martinez and director and founder of Outcast Cat Help, a 501c3 dedicated to helping our community members address the free-roaming cat population. And I would like to say that the animal issue is really more of a human issue. It's about reducing the population. It's about molding people's hearts with the nuisance complaints of cats, and it's about public health and safety. So we have, since November of 2014, been helping the county to save those free-roaming cats that are in the shelter that would be euthanized. To date, 98 cats have been saved. Yay, yay, yay. And related to those problem areas, well over 100 cats have also been TNR'd, rabies vaccinated, and put back in the field. This is a tremendous opportunity. This is known as return to field. It's a tremendous opportunity for this county right now. Other communities surrounding us, Sacramento County, Yolo County, San Jose County, are all doing it. I don't see any reason why Contra Costa County cannot jump on board and do it as well. Outcast Cat Help, along with other rescue organizations, over that time period since November, have put in probably $10,000 worth of money to help the county with this issue. We're asking that the county help us. We're being told that we need to wait for a new director. The citizens of our community don't have that time. The animals certainly don't have that time until a new director is in place. What you can help us primarily with is if you can find some funding. And no district in this county is without this issue. We've been in Lafayette helping a major problem there that's taken the 4 months of time that I've dedicated myself to, and I can tell you proudly that we're doing it. We're doing what nobody else was able to do. Concord. Dealing with a problem in Concord that is the #1 call to Contra Costa Animal Services has been a major problem. We need your help. We're asking for your help. We can't wait for a new director. And, you know, the people and these animals really would like a new alternative, a humane alternative. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I think it's just important to note, but I'm sorry, but I can't make it, it's not on the agenda, so I can't have a conversation, okay. But I'm going to make a comment. Yes. So I think it's important to note for the public that we will have an animal services director on board soon, and frankly, I think given the time to organize anything like that, let me just say I live in a part of Richmond along the Bay Trail, Marina Bay area, in which what I hear, there's also a program with releasing cats to into that area after being fed, and so the question that comes up there is how to work with folks with the Audubon Society. There is very good data, very good research that there are conflicts between birds and cats in that environment, and that it affects the bird population. And so this involves, it's a very complex area of how to work with others to make sure everything is done in a way that's appropriate. I hear from folks who do bird watching in one of the most vibrant bird watching areas in the Bay Area of how this is done and concern about how it's done. So I think we have to always understand that there are different components to this, and there are different parts of the county with different sets of issues and how we work to resolve those. So I just wanted to note that.
Mr. Chairman, could I ask our county administrator to give us a timeline on the Animal Services Director appointment? Also, that may help with informing our communities the process. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I anticipate we'll have some determination by the end of the month.
Okay, great.
And Thank so you. By middle of April, you think we should have an appointed Animal Services Director? Or is that aggressive?
Depending upon who we end up with.
But a month or two.
So certainly, yes.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Glenda Dugan, followed by Stefani Buzzard.
I'm Glenda Dugan. and I live in Walnut Creek. And I am also here to talk about the animal care situation in this county. I am a neophyte. I jumped in with both feet, having had a yowling cat in my yard for what seemed like forever, but I know they're not in heat really that long. And she seemed to prefer my backyard, and so I had her and 3 males in my backyard for this biological period. I finally saw her mounted, and so I knew I'm going to have a feral cat population unless someone owns her and they don't keep her in during the day. I personally own a cat with a chip out of its, or nip out of its ear that's a rescued, and she's an indoor-only cat. I also feed the birds on my patio. I had counted 10 doves the other day. I have 5 or 6 varieties at least, and I still have cats in my yard. So I have a healthy population of both birds and cats. I trapped this cat. I found it's a black and white cat, and I found out when she was in heat that there were 2 black and white cats in the community. So I got her trapped. Then the problem becomes what to do with this cat. And I called the county, and they told me I could bring her up and they'd take her. And I said, and you understand that I don't want her killed. I am willing to pay to have her spayed or neutered, and I'll come back and put her back in the community where she's been for a year or so. I got up there, I found that if I was willing to pay to have her vaccinated and desexed and all that, I had to wait 5 to 6 weeks. And I can't care for another cat, have my own cat. I can't care for this maybe wild cat for 5 or 6 weeks. I found out that if I was willing to surrender her and had no guarantee that I could get her back with her friends, that the county would take her. So that's what I did, and I found that there are volunteers out there who will help track her, and I hope to get her back. And I found out the next day that I had gotten a he, not a she. And
Thank
so
you.
now I have to go trap the other black and white cat.
Thank you. Stefani Buzzard? That's the last speaker card I have under public comment.
Thank you, Board of Supervisors. My name is Stephanie Buzzard. I am the president of the nonprofit organization No Kill Contra Costa County. We are an advocacy group. We advocate for shelter reform. And as you may be aware, we have been submitting several public record requests. And I do want to start by thanking our shelter leadership and everyone involved for being responsive to those requests. We have received a very great amount of information, and I did want to express our gratitude for receiving that. One of the record requests that we submitted was in response to the acceptance of a Million Cat Challenge. The Million Cat Challenge is an initiative, a campaign that strives for saving 1 million cats over the course of the next 5 years. To do that, there are 5 initiatives. They are alternatives to intake, managed admissions, capacity for care, removing barriers for adoption, and also return to field. And at the end of last year, Contra Costa Animal Services did accept that challenge, which we were very delighted to see. However, we did not see any action to support the participation in that challenge. So we did submit a public record request. In that, we asked Contra Costa Animal Services to describe for us the programs that have or will be implemented, along with the timelines for implementation of those initiatives. The response that we received stated there are no records responsive to your request. In other words, no initiatives have been implemented, nor are there any that they intend to implement. Meanwhile, as you heard from Julie Linford, there is a group actively working on the Return to Field program, one of the initiatives. Of course, the campaign does not require all initiatives to be implemented, nor does it require them to be implemented in full. But by accepting the challenge, we do expect Animal Services to, at the very least, be more open to working with the groups that are actively rescuing the community cat population. In the other record requests that we have received, we found that in 2014, 615 cats that were not unhealthy, they were not sick or injured, they were classified as feral and were killed. And this is what we would like to see change with the participation with other local groups.
Thank you.
So thank you very much for your time.
That's the last